Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to my channel where we have the meats. Just kidding, that's definitely copyright. But we do have a lot of vegan meat product here, and today we are making more seitan. And it has come to my attention that I make a lot of chicken style seitan, so I'm here with a super easy beef style seitan. Yay! So we're going to start out with 2 cups of gluten flour, just our lovely, amazing, wonderful, high protein flour. Vital wheat gluten, that's what you need, people. And it's super great because it is very low in net carbs if you're trying to be healthier and eat vegan, but you don't want all the excess carbs. So, just a nice cup of flour. And then we're going to do a second. And this is actually doubling the recipe. It makes 8 steaks. It makes 4 really big steaks, 1 single recipe, but I make the double. So we have extra. And I usually cut it into more than just 4 pieces because they're really big steaks, like really just large and in charge steaks if you make just the 4, but maybe you like that, maybe you want those like giant steaks. Okay, so 2 cups of flour, amazing, 10 out of 10. And we're gonna put all of our spices and seasonings. I got flour everywhere. Wow, I'm a mess, like a whole mess, but that's fine. We're going to put all of our seasonings and spices directly into this mixture and blend it up. I have nutritional yeast here, and I'm going to do 6 tablespoons of this nutritional yeast. Okay, so 6 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and this stuff is like really good. It's traditionally made to make things taste like cheesy, so I add it to like lots of vegan cheese sauces and things like that. But it also provides a really great umami flavor in stuff like vegan meats, like seitan. So, get you some nutritional yeast if you haven't tried it. It's really 10 out of 10. Great. And we're going to do 1 full teaspoon of salt. Gotta be salty. I'm doing a little more. I'm doing a heaping teaspoon. I like salt, okay? Don't judge. And I'm going to do a tablespoon. I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of paprika. I know, it sounds like a lot of paprika, but we're making beef here, you gotta have that nice, savory quality, that content, This is like all my paprika, but that's fine. Because this is great beef. It deserves all of my paprika. Okay, so I have salt, nutrition yeast, paprika, and that's all that's like on the actual recipe. But if you want to spice it up and just have that quality beef life, I like to add like a teaspoon of garlic because garlic really slaps. It's a nice what's the word? Aromatic, and onion too, onion powder. So about a teaspoon of onion powder. Gotta get those aromatics. We love them. They're fresh. They're amazing. And I'm gonna grab my little whisk and I'm gonna whisk this up. And that's it for like our seasonings. See what I say? We're like almost done right now. And it's been like 2 minutes. Super amazing. Okay, so I have a 1.5 cups of cold water here. It's important that it is cold. And I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, which is just 1/4 of a cup. This gives it umami flavor, just this nice savoriness, but it also gives it like the color that we're looking for. Like it just darkens it up, makes it that nice dark beef flavor, because it doesn't darken when it cooks like meat would. Like meat goes, I think, from like red to like a darker brown as you cook it, but this is just the color that it is here is going to be the color of your finished product. So both the paprika and the soy sauce help. Now I have my little spatula. I'm going to dump all of this in here and I'm going to mix it together. And that's all of our ingredients. It's super easy. Honestly, you probably, like if you make seitan, other than the vital wheat gluten, if you don't like keep that on hand. You probably have all of these ingredients just in your pantry or your fridge. So it is super easy. It doesn't require anything just like off the wall. Like you don't need to go to the health food store. You don't need to travel around the globe looking for exotic ingredients to make this. Like literally it's just so easy and so fast. I love it. It's amazing. It kind of looks like refried bean color at this moment in time, but we're fine with that. Okay, so I have that and I'm going to dump it out. Amazing. And so you can see, I'm just going to knead it a little bit with my hands, just clean hands, nice and washed. But literally that's it. That's all the kneading. You just knead it till it's fully incorporated and it comes out like this. And we're going to let it rest for 10 minutes and then we're going to flatten it out and cut it, boil it, fry it, and it's done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Later.
Okay, so my seitan has been resting here for about 10 minutes and I am going to flip it back out and I'm just going to flatten it. Cutting it up, I'm just cutting it into 8 to 10 equalish pieces. This stuff expands a lot in the boiling water, so if you feel like you're making like small little things, don't worry, they'll get bigger, I promise. And I'm just like flattening them out a little, like with my hands against the table, so they end up kind of like looking like that, a nice like thin little seitan. And they're going to be kind of like rigid, whatever, but they'll stick together, and when you put them in your pot of like simmering water, they'll stick together there too. So okay, so I made mine into like 10 pieces and they're all kind of like this size, and I flattened them all out. So I'm going to take you over to my pot of simmering water. It just has 4 bay leaves in it, and that's like the only rest of the seasoning. And we're going to simmer them for 40 minutes and then you take them out. You can fry them immediately or you can save them in the fridge or the freezer and they'll be done. So we're going to do that. So this is my water. As you can see, it's nice and simmering. It's greenish because of the 4 bay leaves that are in there. They're on this side so you can't see them. But I'm just going to like plop the seitan in here and it'll be great. It'll be amazing. Just so you guys can see, it's been like literally 10 minutes that they've been in the pot and they've expanded an inordinate amount. Like they're so much bigger now than like just 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that's about the size of like what your steak will be. They're kind of fragile right now, so I'm not going to lift one up, but that's what they look like. Just keep simmering for days. Okay, so it has been 45 minutes and my steak has been simmering and it is done now. So I'm going to grab it off the stove here. It's nice and big. It's definitely double in size. And I'm going to strain it now, and I'm going to save a little bit of the broth back behind because you can use the broth for like gravies or soups or whatever, because now it's basically like a beef broth. You don't have to save it. You can just drain it down if you don't want to do that, or if you use gravy packets or whatever. But I'm going to save it and use it, and it'll be great. And then I'm just going to dump all of this into my strainer because we're going to like strain off as much liquid as humanly possible out of our steaks. They've firmed up quite a bit and they're not as fragile and ready to break apart as they were when they first started the boiling liquid. So they're nice and together if you can see them like that. See, they're still draining. We're going to let them drain and cool off a little bit just sitting in here. So just give them a minute. Okay, so this is the beef now. I drained it, squeezed all of the water. It's resting on paper towels. You could do this on like a reusable towel too. You just have to wash it afterwards so the rest of the water can just like get out of it. But it's pretty much done. From this point on, after it's cool enough to go in like a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware container, you can put it in the fridge, the freezer. You can make like sirloin steak. You can make Salisbury steak. You can use it in Mongolian beef. You can use it for a number of things. Over here, there's just some like little pieces that like fell off as we were boiling them. But for the most part, they all stayed together and they look really good. You can bread and fry them. They're super delicious and amazing. And you know, while I'm here, I gotta taste one and give you my rating. Oh, make sure to pull out all of the bay leaves. You can't eat bay leaves, actually. They're a great seasoning, great additive, but don't eat them. So if there's any lurking about, pull them out. I'm just going to take this little piece and give you a taste test. I mean, what can I say? I give it a 9 out of 10. It does need to drain a little bit more, and like you'd fry it, whatever, when you're gonna use it, not just like boiled. But just boiled is still like good. But yeah, from here on out, fry them, put sauce, put gravy, eat them with mashed potatoes. A mushroom gravy is really good, like a Salisbury steak kind of vibe. You can double, triple the recipe, which will be in the description box down below, so you can make this yourself. It's super easy. It took all of like 2 hours. Most of that wasn't work intensive because a lot of it was just the boiling of the seitan. So give it a try and let me know in the comments what you think. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and want to see more content like this. And hit subscribe so you can definitely see more content like this, and hit the bell notification so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video. And I love you guys so much. Goodbye.